guys, welcome to Venturing Vietnam Part 1. This is going to be the most boring part of my collection because all you're going to see is me talking about introducing what I'm doing and where I'm going. Well, that's kind of obvious. I'm going to Vietnam, just in case, just to clear that up a little bit, see. I'm mumbling already, this is not good. So I thought I would document my travels to Vietnam because there's multiple reasons why. Firstly, this is the first and only time I have ever been abroad by myself and to Vietnam, so I have no idea what to expect. So this is for those people who want to perhaps see me do really stupid things, mess up along the way, learn from my mistakes, and hopefully then you guys, if you go by yourself to Vietnam or anywhere in the world, can take some tips from what I should and should not have done. So that's the first thing. Second thing, Vietnam is incredible, or what I've heard anyway, and I'm going to find out tomorrow. So I thought I would document this so you guys can see Vietnam and experience it with me. Obviously, I'm not going to document every single second because I want to experience it myself, but not through a camera lens. But you will see some snippets of me for those who are interested in Vietnam or who have been there and would love to see and rekindle their love for some of the places that I'm going to. So that's the reason why. Now, the whole point of this trip, well, there's again multiple points to this trip. It's not just about travelling. Travelling's a big part of it. I've only been travelling really since January. Well, I've only been travelling since January. I've only been to Europe before then, and that was years ago. So this is my year to travel, and not only to travel, to find myself and etc. You know, all that hippie stuff. Now I know that travelling doesn't matter where you go, who you meet, etc. You don't find happiness in a place, in an event, in a person. Happiness is within. That's really cheesy, but it's true. So although I'm trying to find my happiness, this is a part of that process, and it's not about me going to find the place that, you know, rocking up at Vietnam and they're just, my happiness is there ready to shake my hand. It's not going to happen. But my idea is that I gain skills and I grow as a person, and that hopefully will then lead me to happiness. Now, the reason why this trip is such a big thing for me and why I want to document it is this is just growth in itself, because a year ago I would never have even considered travelling abroad, even to France, by myself, and now I'm travelling to freaking Asia. So it's a really big thing. Yeah, and secondly, I think the biggest thing for me at the moment, the most obvious thing in my life at the moment is I really struggle to leave people behind. That's my thing. I sort of feel, not that I don't have independence, because I do have a lot of independence. I do feel like I've lost some of my independence over the last couple of years, just through various reasons, but I do have independence. But I feel sometimes like I don't want to leave people. I'm sort of like that crippling person who just, you know, like, oh, just go away, you know. And so this is a big thing for me. My boyfriend left many hours ago, and he is halfway to Chiang Mai in Thailand, and he's going there for 3 weeks, and I'm going to Vietnam for 3 weeks. So we're both in Asia, but different parts. And for me, that is the biggest, at the moment, most obvious struggle that I'm going to have. Now, it's not that I don't go out there and enjoy myself every day and I'm grateful for everything, but I find distance very difficult. So I might be documenting. You can kind of see I cried earlier this morning and my eyes still haven't recovered. I've just created a word. Recovered from that. But hopefully I want to be able to look back on these videos as well and see my personal journey just in many different ways. So as this video says, and as I've just said, I'm going to Vietnam, and I'm going to give you all the tips that I have learned, which are very few because I haven't been travelling long, and just enjoy myself and document it for you guys, for me, for anyone of my family and friends who can't join me. They can watch these back and just go, oh my goodness, why did we allow Jen to leave the house by herself? It's just not, it's not a good thing at all. So at the moment, it is, I believe, 7:15 p.m. Does that make sense? 7:15 p.m. 6:45 p.m. That's better. 6:45 p.m. and I am minutes from grabbing my bag and heading out the door, and it's those last minute for me. Oh my goodness, you know, I think I've got everything. I've got my passport, got my I can't even say this word, Vietnamese dong. So my money. If you didn't know what a dong was, it's money. It's their currency. I have my debit card and a spare pair of pants. So if that's all I'm going by, then I will just have to survive on those 4 things. I have also decided, and I only decided today, I did say on this channel I was going to document my journey into being a raw vegan, because I want to be mostly raw. I'm not going to limit myself, and there's a certain product, aka Pip and Nut peanut butter, that I just won't give up. I don't want to give up, so I'm not giving that up. So it's not going to be 100% raw, but that's what I wanted to do, transition myself into a raw diet and share with you my progress and my findings, etc. I have made a decision literally in the last hour when I was on the bus coming back from the gym, that I am going to attempt to be raw vegan from the very first second I step into Vietnam. Now, some of you who've been to Vietnam or who know about their culture and their food, you'll know that they're massive, lots of meat obviously, but they're massive on cooked food, and that's a really big part of their culture. And you're probably sitting there going, Jen, you're wasting all this precious food that you could be eating by walking down the street. Now, I'm not going to limit myself to having nothing at all and just restricting myself from eating anything at all, but I'm going to try and be raw for most of the day. I have taken with me loads of raw bars. If you don't know the company Naked, Nakd, they're fantastic, really raw pressed, cold pressed bars. They're incredible, really great pick-me-ups. I'm going to live on them, lots of bananas, and I'm going to, and if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, what have you done? I have sneaked into my bag, and I'm now got to look after this little baby because it's not mine, my boyfriend's Ninja blender. And so my plans are to have smoothies in the morning with this raw, sea salted, caramel flavoured vegan superfood protein powder that I bought, and I'm planning to have that as well, because as well as going raw, I also need to sustain my diet and my fitness regime, which is another thing. You're probably just thinking, Jen, why are you going to Vietnam if you're just focusing on strength training and going raw vegan? Like, what's the point? You might as well stay in London and do it. Well, actually, if you look out the window, it's not looking too bad right now, but that's miserable out there, and I don't want to be there. I want to be somewhere else, learning, growing as a person, etc. So I'm going to attempt to go raw vegan, mostly. As I say, I don't think I would, at this moment in time, ever go fully raw vegan, because I do appreciate cooked food, but I would like to go maybe 80-90% everyday raw vegan, and maybe one meal or one snack or something to be raw vegan, not raw vegan. Because I just find, I do feel, even though I love cooked food, I do get that heavy feeling that I don't like. And in Indonesia, I did a 3-day fruit and juice cleanse. I ate so much fruit, like ridiculous amounts of fruit. I ate a whole bleeding tree of bananas every day. And actually, I felt incredible. I didn't have that horrible, like, sluggish feeling you get when you eat cooked food. So that's my goal. Go to Vietnam by myself, get over my inability, it's not even a word, I'm just creating and making up words, and try to move past the bittersweet feeling of being away from the people I love, work on myself, my independence, my confidence. You might be able to see me bartering at times without getting my phone stolen. I've got to keep my phone close to me. You might see how you can cope, how I cope being in Asia as a woman by myself. See the wonderful sights of Vietnam, see me strength training, or trying to attempt to strength train anyway, and anything else that comes up a cropper. One thing I did do, and I'm going to finish this video in a second, is I have just booked myself into a 4-day meditation yoga retreat, which I'm going to attend on May the 15th. So this trip is from today, which is the 1st. I don't arrive until late night on the 2nd tomorrow. And then I'm there until the 23rd. I get back into the UK on the 24th, I believe, or 23rd. See, this is the problem. When I've got no one to rely on, I don't even know when I'm coming back into the country. And I haven't even booked all of my travel arrangements out there. That's the first big thing I'm going to teach you in Venturing Vietnam 1. Venturing in Vietnam 1, should I say, is that when you go travelling solo, I know some people get nervous and think I need to book everything up so I know where I'm going, but I want to be more free and relaxed, and I just need to tell you I hope this goes to plan, because it's gone to plan in the past when I've travelled with my boyfriend and we've gone to Cuba and we haven't booked everything up. The things just work out. You can book things while you're travelling around. You might change your mind about what you want to do, and therefore if you've booked 3 days, 5 days, you can't change that unless you lose money, or you can change it but it's going to be a lot of hassle. So for me, all I've booked up is 5 days in Ho Chi Minh City, which I really wish I hadn't booked up 5 days because that's far too long in that city, but I'm going to work on chilling, relaxing, exploring the culture, gymming it, raw veganing it, and then I'm going to travel, and I'll talk about this more in other videos, travel by plane up to Hoi An and spend 3 days up there on the lovely beach and explore various places around there, and then who knows where the world will take me, because I don't know. So this is part 1. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I will try and do these videos every couple of days or every day. I don't know what the internet is like over in Vietnam. I know I've got to get a SIM card, and if I get a SIM card and I have limited data, I can't exactly upload every single second. I can't even talk anymore, so maybe I shouldn't do these videos altogether. But that's the basic idea. Now I'm just going to put my coat on, grab the last couple of bits, turn off the last few plugs, and I'm going to head out the door. And I hope by the time you get my next video, I'm not crying somewhere, having forgotten something, having not got on a flight. I don't know where the next video is going. Video. I have no idea where the next video is going to take me. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and any tips you have for travelling. I have lots of tips that I'm going to share with you guys over time, but for now, my tip is maybe be a little bit more prepared. Maybe I am prepared, I don't know, I'm just overthinking things. Take care, goodbye.